Welcome back to Game 2, How to Draft. I'm Jethro. I've got only 12 minutes left on the clock, so it could be the case that, especially if this game goes long, that I stop the recording in order to try and finish the match, because I'm a little worried about timing out here. Hovering over F2 as we speak. Yeah, I definitely just play Sunspire Griffin, but let's start by attacking my Concordia Pegasus. After all, if he blocks because he has a trick, then I'm like, oh, I out-trick your trick, haha. And that's good, that means I can then get through my flyers more reliably. This way I don't get to make a centaur this turn, but I feel like I'm fine on the making centaurs front. I don't get to leave Cause of Might up this turn either, but I also get to leave up Avenging Arrow still. I don't think I'm in a bad way here. Okay. He can now scavenge stuff, you know, it's not irrelevant. Who are you calling irrelevant, Buster? I think I can attack with both my flyers. No, I'm just going to attack with the 2-3. I think that's way safer. Hold the 1-3 back. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Make a precinct captain. Keeping it real. Good old little first strikers. I've now got quite a lot. I've got like 5 first strike combat damage in blockers. One of those guys has got double strike. Holy shit, could Fencing Ace kill him if I Cause Submited it after attacking? Excuse me while I do some maths. If I make another centaur, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'd have 10 creatures. It would get plus 10 plus 10 and trample, which is like 20 trample damage. Seems insane. I'll take this off of your bird. I've just worked out a way in which I might be able to win the game next turn. Yeah, so I make another centaur. Sorry, cancel. Village, remember to make white mana off a Temple Garden. Make a centaur. So, I mean, if he plays around Course of Might and, like, blocks it with everything, that's not a problem, because then I eat all of his creatures. I suppose he could have Avenging Arrow and kill it after it's only done 13 damage to him. But I'm still kind of fine with that. Yeah, so it gets plus 10, and gains trample. And already has double strike. Oh, hang on, this doesn't actually kill him to Armory Guard here. It's only plus 10, so it does kill his Armory Guard fairly effectively, and put him in a really horrible position in terms of, like, life total. No, wait, it deals 6 damage and then 10 damage. No, 6 damage and then 30. Yeah, this kills him. Yeah. You know how Fencing Ace is really insane and wasn't originally in my deck? Misplays. I can't believe I didn't spot that for like 30 turns as well. I was just there with my double striker, my Course of Might in hand, herping along. I herped so hard, I derped a little. Concordia Pegasus still seems fine. He's got quite a lot of birds. He's got quite a few of those frackin' make a knight things as well. I mean, my centaurs are better than his knights, but it's still worrying, you know. It's possible I want an Armory Guard, but if it goes like that last game, Golgari Decoy does essentially the same thing that Course of Might did. You know, win me the game. And sooner or later, I'm going to draw my removal, you know. Because my deck's got removal and his doesn't. So that can't be a bad thing. This is a keeper. It's got all my mana, it's got a 3-drop and a couple of removal spells. A little light on creatures, but I think on the draw, this is certainly what I'm after. See, now normally he'd just play a Guildgate and my turn 1 tap land would be way better than his turn 1 tap land. But here, because he played a Hallowed Fountain, which is worth more than a Temple Garden, which is, let's face it, the only basis on which you can measure these things. What have I got? More lands. That's unfortunate. I could really use a turn 2 Precinct Captain one of these days. I guess I'll have to settle for turn 3 Centaur Healer. Which is pretty good. Maybe he'll miss on land drops. No. Ooh, and he's got a pretty good start as well. I think I'm going to make a Centaur Healer here. Yeah. Because either way I'm taking 2, this way I get to gain 3 and put a much larger body onto the battlefield. I mean, if I play Cordy Pegasus, technically it can block both of his guys, but he'll still attack with both of his guys because it doesn't kill either of them. Okay, he does not have Common Bond in hand in those 5 cards. If he did, he'd have attacked with the Keening Apparition. It's possible he just really wants to make his 4-drop, yeah, but I don't know, he doesn't strike me as a 4-drop sort of guy. So here I can Eyes in the Skies, or I can just play a Pegasus. I think I'm just going to play a Pegasus, and I can use Eyes in the Skies to kind of eat his Griffin next turn. Well, he won't attack with it next turn, because I'll have a Pegasus out. Yeah, I suppose. Don't think it's worth trading with his Kazonda Monitor. I mean, I've got multiple removal spells in hand, so even if he goes to exile it, I mean, I'll probably trade with it on his attacks rather than on mine, really, because this way I can stop his Keening Apparition from getting in there. He didn't have Common Bond or Course of Might last turn, I assumed. Assumingly. He could have had Course of... No, he plays land post-combat. So he could have still Course of Mighted away my Centaur Healer. Certainly he's pausing more now, which he hasn't been, so it's possible he has something. Okay, so my Trostani's Judgment's going to come in handy. But first I'm going to take a few hits. But I'm going to roll with those punches. I'm going to get to what's real. Probably could have attacked with the Monitor there. Now he started making 2/2s. I'm a little more concerned. That's a shame. Should have played my Eyes in the Skies then. If I'd known I was drawing that, then I could have gone 2-drop and 3-drop this turn. So I can carry on making Centaur Healers. But I think I'm going to want to Eyes in the Skies so I can trust Eyes Judgment next turn, populating birds. So I'm just going to pass the turn. Is it worth chumping with an Eye in the Sky? Don't think so. It's close though. It's close. I take 4 down to 11. Yeah, we'll see what else he attacks with. Now trading Centaur Healer for his Kazonda Monitor. Way better. More creature enchantments? I can roll with more creature enchantments. Ooh, Selesnya Sentry? Really? Okay. More than happy for you to have a Selesnya Sentry in your deck. He's not attacking! Oh! Why on earth wouldn't he attack? I suppose worried about Avenging Arrow, maybe? Or that I have... I mean, I suppose I pass turn very suspiciously, lots of mana up. But there's no, like, Rebuke in this set. There's only, like, Avenging Arrow. So I think what you lose for attacking there isn't a huge amount. And actually, he stood to gain a fair amount. So do I want to Trostani Judgment his Sunspear Griffin? He hasn't shown me a ton of massive combat tricks. I mean, he didn't attack last turn. So if I play Centaur Courser, I can't then pass the turn with Trostani Judgment up. If I pass the turn with all my mana up, he's only got 1 card left in hand. So if I pass the turn with all my mana up, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to Trostani Judgment something this turn. And then I do. I Trostani Judgment away the Griffin, and then attack next turn. Whereas if I just Trostani Judgment it now, I can attack now, but then I don't get to keep such a stalwart defense this time. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass, and then save the Centaur Healer. Just Centaur Healer Avenging Arrow play for next turn. I spent a while thinking about that, so he probably knows something's up. Whether he can deduce what, I leave to his skill. He can probably tell I've got some sort of combat trick, which puts him on the no attacks plan, which is good for me. I'm very happy with him on the no attacks plan. I think the super late game favours me. But he paused pre-combat, considering his attacks. He attacks only with guys on the ground. So that's interesting. I think... Let me think. I could exile his Monitor, which gets rid of the Scavenge. I could exile his Sentry, which gets rid of the Regeneration. I could just take 6, putting me to 9. That doesn't seem great. I think I'm just going to exile... Well... Because if I exile a non-flyer, which is what he's asking me to do here, I think I put the healer on the Monitor and then take 3, and then post-combat, hopefully he scavenges it onto, say, Sunspear Griffin, and then I can exile the Sunspear Griffin, gain a tiny bit of card advantage that way. Also, I'm trading 1-for-1 here, and then not quite 2-for-1, not quite 1-for-1 on Sunspear Griffin, but Trostani Judgment's not quite 1-for-1 from my perspective, because I get a bird, but he's got a knight. A knight's better than birds. That's what this boils down to, which I think is interesting. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. He didn't even play his land beforehand. So yeah, straight